Howdy and welcome to my video today on verifying trig equations. In this video, I will be verifying trig equations by using trig laws to rewrite the left side into the right side, which will therefore verify the equation. These two problems today are taken from the Virtual Math Learning Center. A link to these problems will be put in the description. Okay, so for the first question, right? I always like writing out the left side. So I have a start somewhere for my work. So 3 cotangent cubed of t, then cosecant t. Now put these in parentheses as to not confuse me. Now, when I look at my right side, my result, I notice this thing right here, right? And this reminds me of a law where cosecant squared equals cotangent squared plus 1. That means this pink here is actually equal to cotangent squared. Now I also note that I have a cosine here, right? That means at some point I need to convert my cotangent into cosine sine. So that would be cosine of t, right, over sine t. Oh, let me rewrite that. Cosine of t over sine t. And my cosecant will be 1 over sine t. Okay. So my first step is to separate my cotangent into 3 times cotangent of t. And let me move this down. Times cotangent squared of t over cosecant of t. Now, I am going to use the 2 steps I planned earlier and apply them right away. So 3 times, this will be cosine of t over sine of t times cosecant squared of t minus 1 over 1 over sine of t. Now, from here, I can multiply top bottom by sine of t. I'm going to do sine of t over 1, right? And you can see that I can cross cancel these denominators. So this goes away with this. This goes away with that. And you're left with 3 times cosine of t times cosecant squared of t minus 1. And there you go. This is the proof for the identity. For the second identity, or the second equation, I am once again going to write out my left side. So tangent of x minus cotangent of x. And we note here, right, is that I have cosecant present, which is 1 over sine of x, right? My secant of x is 1 over cosine of x. And then this term is also a factor that was taken out of these two. So my initial thought is that I need to combine tangent and cotangent into one fraction. And I will probably be able to pull out a secant from the denominator. Or just from somewhere, okay? So I have these cosines and sines. So I'm going to first convert tangent and cotangent to sine and cosine. My tangent is sine x over cosine x. My cotangent is cosine of x over sine of x. And sorry I keep going between sine x and sine of x. It's just, I've heard both, so my brain just interchanges between the two. But anyways, so from here, right, I need to have common denominators. the simplest denominator is cosine x times sine x. So for the left side fraction, I will multiply top bottom by sine. So I get sine x times sine x over cosine x times sine x. Actually, I'm going to write sine squared x. Okay. For my right side fraction, I will multiply both top and bottom by cosine. So I have cosine squared x on top, since I have two of them. And then sine x, cosine x on bottom. I can combine these now into sine squared x minus cosine squared x over cosine x sine x. Okay. Now I have a secant out here, right? Secant, like I said, is 1 over cosine x. So I'm going to move this out. So I will write 1 over cosine x times everything else minus cosine squared x over sine x. Okay. Now here I can rewrite my 1 over cosine to just secant. So secant x times that whole fraction, which I will just copy paste. Okay. Now the problem becomes, where do I get cosecant x and 2 sine x, right? I need a 1 somewhere, but where, right? So remember that with sine and cosine squared, right, we have, was it sine squared x? And let me write in pink. I guess let me write in red. Okay. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1. This is just definition of a unit circle, right? Just good old unit circle. Oh. Your radius is 1, right? Your height is sine, and your base length here is cosine. Okay. So I have a minus sign here, right? And this means I need to switch one of the other two to be either 1 minus sine squared x or 1 minus cosine squared x. Now, if you look, right, all I have remaining are sines. So I'm going to take a gamble and say, I want to substitute cosine squared x, let me put these parentheses, with 1 minus sine squared x. So from here, I have secant of x times sine squared x still, then you minus 1 minus sine squared x give me one moment. Okay. And now, okay, all this over sine x. We can distribute the parentheses, and we get secant x times sine squared x minus 1 plus sine squared x over sine x. Combine like terms, secant x times sine squared. Wait, no, 2 sine squared x minus 1 over sine of x. And now I need a 2 sine x and a 1 over sine x, right? A cosecant. We can split the fraction into 2. So secant of x times 2 sine squared x over sine x minus 1 over sine x. And this gives me my final answer, which is secant x times 2 sine x minus cosecant of x. And there you go. That matches the right side of the identity, and therefore this identity has been verified. And with that, that is the end of my video.